Well, smackdown on Capitol Hill. Republicans are fighting back against the president's news conference scolding. Take a listen.
Congress isn't going to approve hundreds of billions of dollars in tax hikes. It's simply not going to happen. The president does not seem to get it.
Not to be reckless, not to give demagogic speeches like the president gave yesterday as part of his re-election campaign. Absolutely disgraceful. He should be ashamed.
Now he says it isn't worth his time to come down and talk to Republicans. I remember when he talked to Republicans before, and all we got was a lecture. So maybe if you just take a Valium and calm down and come on down and talk to us, why, it might be helpful.
MSNBC political analyst Karen Fiddy is a former Democratic Party spokesperson. Guy Benson hosts the Guy Benson Show, and he's a political editor at Townhall.com. Good day to both of you. Karen, let's start with you. Telling the president to take a Valium, it sounds like it's getting a little ugly here. The question is, how do they come together?
I don't know. Actually, I was thinking as I was watching that last segment, maybe we need the judge from the Casey Anthony trial to come in here and mediate, because he seems pretty tough. I mean, here's the problem, though, Richard, and I think Guy might even agree with this. The thing is, at a point, this is bad for everybody. It's not necessarily, I think it's a false thing to believe that it's benefiting one party over the other, because essentially what's happening, if you're someone who is struggling or unemployed, when you turn on the television, what you're seeing is exactly what you think of Washington, that it's broken. And I keep hoping that at some point the political pressure of that will occur to both sides, and they'll kind of get it together and actually try to compromise. And the nature of compromise is not everybody gets everything they want.
Guy, can either of the two sides come out winning in this back and forth?
I think that remains to be seen, but I want to focus on the events of the last 2 days, which I think speak volumes. The president had that hectoring, lecturing press conference on Wednesday, during which he said Congress needs to do their job. Congress needs to really focus, and he expects leaders to lead. So setting aside the fact that Democrats have not produced a budget in the Senate for 793 days, I think it is today, the Republicans in the Senate said, okay, fine, let's cancel next week's 4th of July recess. Let's buckle down and get this job done. Let's reach that compromise. And what did the president do? Mitch McConnell said, hey, come on down to Capitol Hill, let's talk. And the White House snippily said, no, it's not worth our time. And the president jetted off to a political fundraiser in Pennsylvania. Come on.
That's a little bit revisionist. Remember when President Obama invited the Republicans, actually gave them a couple days notice to the White House, and they just couldn't be bothered to come over. So if we're going to talk scheduling, not to mention part of the reason Democrats had trouble getting a budget through was Republican obstructionism. And if we're going to talk about budgets, let's talk about the budgets that were passed under Republican leadership that got us into this mess. And if we're going to say that it's tax cuts that's going to create all these jobs, then where are the millions of jobs that should have been created from those Bush tax cuts?
But I'm amazed that I'm listening to a Democrat lecturing Republicans about jobs as we sit at 9.1% unemployment with a Democrat president, a Democrat Senate, and up until this year, a Democratic House of Representatives as well. And by the way, there was no Republican obstructionism on a Democrat budget. You cannot filibuster.
Yes, you cannot. Karen, I want to play some sound for you, Karen. All right, I want to move on to Karen here. And Karen, let's first listen to what Rand Paul said a little bit earlier. It's a clip from what he said. Take a listen.
Yesterday, the president went on national television and he chastised Congress. He said to Congress, and I quote, members of Congress need to cancel things. Well, you know what? I agree. I'm here today, though, Mr. President. Where are you? My understanding is the president's campaigning, has a fundraiser in Philadelphia tonight. I don't believe he's here tackling the nation's problems today.
So, Karen, did the president make things worse, Karen, here by going to that fundraiser?
If it was me, I might have canceled that fundraiser or, done a phone or, into it or something. But the bottom line is everybody's here this weekend. So nobody has any excuses to why they can't get together and get something done.
All right, Karen, Guy, thank you very much for your time today. Have a great July 4th.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks.
All righty.